welcome to N8 Product Livestream. My name is Michelle. I'm a certified aromatherapist, and I'm glad to be coming to you today with my friend here, Nicholas. Say hello, Nicholas.
Hello. How are you?
If you can't tell by his sparkly smile, he is an airline steward with an airline company, and we asked him to come visit with us today because he's part of our N8 community, and he loves their oils, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely, they're marvelous. So today we're going to talk about how to use essential oils when you're flying. But before we start, I'm sure that you already know this if you've been joining with us, but if you're new, there's a Shop Now button, and at any time today, you are welcome to look down there and give it a click and go right into the N8 Essentials website and order any of these products that we're speaking of, which is super exciting because he's given us the 6 essential oils. I had to count them. The 6 essential oils that are essential to flying. And it was really hard because I take a lot of essential oils when I fly. And so do you too, right?
Yes, I absolutely do.
But when you're limited in space and you only have a carry-on, these are the ones that you absolutely need. So in April, we just want to let you know that you are welcome to order these at any time throughout the broadcast, and that this month for $50, if you order $50 worth of N8 product, you'll get a free 5 milliliter of frankincense. And 5 mils are really great to take on the airplane, right, Nicholas?
Absolutely. Yes. Mm-hmm.
That's great. Okay, so let's get started on helping you become an aromatherapist when you fly. Today, we really want to talk about things people should know before how to work with and deal with essential oils when you're flying, and things that you should know not to do. And then we're going to tell you a little bit about how to fly with oils. So I almost called you Noah. That's my son's name. Nicholas, tell me what should you do when you fly with essential oils?
So one of the main things that you want to do is, because we're in such a confined space, you really want to try to keep your aromatics to yourself, basically. So one of the one of the major things that we recommend doing is a cotton ball and a Ziploc bag. And you can actually drop, I think you've talked about this before in one of your live streams, and you can actually add the cotton ball to the bag and add whichever oil you want to it.
Well, let's talk about the oils you would use. So the reason that we picked some of these is we picked the Protect Blend because it's immunity support. And I would also think that it might be a great idea to do lavender if you're anxious about flying. Like if you're like the grip your seat.
You're a white knuckler.
That's right, you're a white knuckler. I guess that's what they're calling you behind your back, everyone. Look at that sparkly smile. Okay, so how many drops should we drop on there?
About 2 to 3.
2 to 3, that's what we've done. And then you put it in there?
Yeah.
Go ahead and close that baby up. And when would you use that?
It depends on what oil that you're using. Like the Protect Blend is really good for immunity support. And so there's a lot of germs and nasty things on the planes. But you want to just take a little whiff of it, either right before you sit down, during the flight, at any time, because you're going to keep all of the aromatics to yourself. And you're not going to really interfere with anybody that's sitting around you or the flight crew. Right,
so if you keep it really close to your nose. And if you have an inhaler, these are amazing. You can make these before the flight. You can just bring them out and smell them. If you're on a long flight, we could use lavender for calming. Everybody knows that we like to spray lavender on our pillows before we go to bed at night. So far we've done the Protect Blend. That's a way to use the Protect Blend and the lavender. Where else can you put the essential oils when you're flying to keep it to yourself?
Yeah, so another place that you could actually apply the oils is the bottom of your feet, because that's where you have very large pores, and you want to do them with a carrier oil and quicker absorption. And another place, if you don't want to take your shoes off on a plane, is in your armpits. You can do the exact same thing. Pores and your hair follicles are easy access for the essential oils.
So your neighbor's going to like you too, right?
Yeah, depending on which one you pick.
Right, that's right. So which essential oil, again, I could do the Protect Blend and lavender. Really the other essential oils are just what to do when you're traveling. Except for eucalyptus, which is one of your favorites. Tell them why.
Yes. So as a flight attendant, we do a lot of up and down flights, a lot of ascending, descendings, and it can actually cause a little bit of tension in the ears. And so I actually like to apply after we've landed, eucalyptus to the mastoid. It's the bone right behind your ear, and it helps the tension in my ears.
The pressure.
Yeah, the
right,
pressure.
Right, the pressure. And that's great because that is right from an airline steward. I had actually did not know that, so that makes me very happy. I've learned something from him today. So we've had eucalyptus protect and lavender. And what's another thing? When you can put it on your feet, you can put it on your armpit. What's another rule to help us?
So another rule is you definitely want to use sparingly. You don't want to use a whole lot of oil because a little bit goes a long way, especially in the aromatherapy world. So really just use what is needed. Don't overdo it. Don't mix a ton of oils together because that's not pretty either.
Right, so keep it very light. But also carrier oils. So
Yes.
you could take a small, like myself, I've taken small versions of this on an airplane, and we'll show you that in a minute. Because what if you were to put an essential oil on and it didn't feel good on your skin? Like for me, peppermint is really an irritant to my skin. I'm an essential oil lightweight, and I don't like the sensation of peppermint neat at all. And at N8 Essentials, we actually recommend that you dilute your essential oils anyway. So a carrier oil is really, really important. But also in the instance that you put it on and there's a stinging sensation, we should never have that. Then a carrier oil, just adding more carrier oil would take that away. Right. So we have our sweet almond oil and our olive oil that are really great too. So if you are going to use an essential oil on an airplane and you just really feel like you need to, like maybe you're very anxious and you don't have a cotton ball, what's another solution? Like how could you do that?
So one of the things you could do is if you really had to do it, you could go into the lavatory. Going inside the lavatory will actually not interfere with anybody else who might have some sensitivity to whichever oil you might be using. And if you don't want to put it on the bottom of your feet, you could also do your armpits. Your armpits are a little bit easier to get to when you're flying. So
right, especially in those small lavatories. Could you imagine? You just hear like somebody banging everywhere trying to get the oil on their feet.
You'd be surprised. We get lots of stuff out there.
I bet you do. Okay, so let's talk about what you should not do when you're on an airplane. Tell me what you shouldn't do with essential oils when you're on an airplane.
So the number one thing that you shouldn't do with essential oils is just open them. Once you open them on the plane, the aromatic molecules just go haywire. We're in a very small, confined space, and the air is filtered out every couple of minutes. But because it is so small and they work so fast, me and Michelle could be partners in the plane, and now she could be instantly affected by them.
That is true, and I've seen that because we do it in the nursing home, and the residents that are in the next bed, if it's the wrong oil, it can affect them. So that's a really good point. And the other thing that you've already said is don't douse yourself. Do not use a lot of essential oils like right before you get onto the flight and during the flight. Like you can, if it's an hour before. That's the great thing about essential oils is that they take a long time to metabolize, but the smell can go away fairly quickly. You're not going to smell like essential oils or aromatherapy for hours after you put it on. It's actually maybe, what would you say, when you use essential oils before a flight, do you do it a half hour before, an hour before? Like what's your safe window?
I usually put them on between about 30 minutes prior to the flight leaving. And so right about boarding time, you can go ahead and apply it just a little bit. And then by the time you get settled and the plane gets going, the scent starts to dissipate a little bit.
Oh, that's good. Okay, well, tell me. He told me a story. This is why I asked him to come. And I've seen this because I've experienced this too. But tell me what's happened on an airplane before.
So just recently, there was a essential oil convention down in Orlando, and that's where I work out of. And when there was multiple people going down to this convention, and they were just opening all types of oils. They were sharing them with other people on the plane, and there was a lot of aroma in the plane. And
that's well said. A lot of aroma.
And multiple passengers on the plane got sick, and the entire flight crew was feeling nauseated and dizzy. And it just wasn't a fun situation for anybody.
Right. There's no air. There's no escape. It's really important to be able to get fresh air. If you accidentally use too much aroma, but that is a real confined space. I actually had seen that happen on a flight as well, and we really want to be respectful of others. Aromatherapy is really great, and it doesn't matter what your condition. Almost 100% of people can use it, but there is some people out there that have
scent sensitivity,
which is a real thing, and we really want to be respectful of people. So go ahead and tell us about that.
So scent sensitivity is basically, I can like something, but someone may not like it. So for me, I like peppermint, but I have a very good flight attendant friend who does not like peppermint, and it makes her very, very sick, very nauseous, and just very uncomfortable and woozy. And so it's very, it can cause just some uncomfortability on the plane.
It does for me. Actually, I have a son who will actually get physically ill from the scent of peppermint. And it's been happening for years. So, but peppermint's a wonderful essential oil, and if it's a blend, he's fine. But if we use it right out of the bottle, even diluted on him, it really just sends him into an uncomfortable mode. So we just really want to be respectful of people. And so we're going to tell you how to fly with oils, though. So we want to make sure that we use essential oils because they're very important, especially when you're on a flight and your body needs so much more support when you travel. You're not in your comfortable home. Your digestive system is affected.
Right.
Your muscular system is affected. Your emotional system is affected. Jet lag. So these are essential oils that need to be taken with you. And I have a just great experience. I was on a flight. Well, actually, I had checked my baggage, and the airport was behind. You remember when the TSA went through all the terrible time with lines and keeping up with them, and I missed my flight, and they didn't have another flight till the next day, and I was so upset. I didn't even have, all I had were my glasses. I didn't have anything else, but I did have my essential oil carrying case because I love this. This is where I keep my essential oils, all the different essential oils that I have, and I keep them in little drams. And these essential oils was all I had, but it was all I needed, because let me tell you how great it was. I had carrier oil in there, and so I was able to wash my face with soap in the hotel room that night and put wild orange and coconut oil on my face. My clothes, of course, they didn't smell so nice, so I was able to dab on frankincense. And did you know that they used to use frankincense as a clothes aerator?
Yes.
And back in the day, so really, I got to use the essential oils in the hotel room for sleeping well. Like, I had everything I needed right here in this little case. And you travel with one of these, don't you?
I actually brought it with me, and I actually have a smaller one. It's just like a little bit of a CD case with a foam insert, and it has all these little oils in it. And I travel with this when I'm not working, so I'm not in uniform, and it is excellent. I always bring it, especially I used to travel to Colorado a lot, and it's very dry there, and it's just very hard for me.
It's better to have it, right? Which is where Breathe Easy comes in. Breathe Easy is a great blend to take with you traveling because you can get stuffy on an airplane. That
Absolutely.
happens to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
Is that happening to you a lot now that you're used to flying?
Now that I've flown, I fly a lot, so I think I have gotten used to it, but there are times where the body does just kind of go into haywire mode, and it gets angry with you.
It gets angry with you.
And you do get congestion, and it kind of blocks up. So Breathe Easy is excellent.
Just for opening the airways to
Yes.
feel like you're getting some type of support during your blockage. But so Breathe Easy is really great. Also digest. This is really important because everyone's digestive system needs support when they're traveling. It's very true. The whole system does slow down during travel. So digest is super important. So if you need to travel, you need digest, Breathe Easy. Peppermint is really great for alertness.
Mm-hmm.
Jet lag.
Yes.
Right? Jet lag is really great with peppermint. And lavender is also really great for jet lag.
Yes.
Especially when you're doing outside the country or really long flights. And what's really great is that these two essential oils together, peppermint and lavender, are really great for head tension.
Yes.
So, and if you have like achy muscles, this is very invigorating for that. So you could put those together. Your Protect blend, which is actually, if you could only take one essential oil, what would you take?
If it were me, I would definitely take the Protect blend.
That's right, and he flies, so trust him.
I'm over 1,000,000 miles.
That's right. And then we also have eucalyptus, which actually I learned from you today on that. And then we definitely want a carrier oil. So you could do olive oil or you could do sweet almond oil. But remember, take essential oils because that is what they're wonderful at. They're wonderful at supporting the body and just making you feel well and balanced throughout the times of change and stress. So don't be afraid to use essential oils,
Right.
but let's use them responsibly on a flight and make sure that we take those 5. Remember, you can hit the shop now button anytime. And the other thing that I really like is you might want to consider taking a roll-on.
Yes.
Now the roll-on, you can just put your carrier oil in so that if you were to put in, you had your essential oils in your baggie, because we don't want to forget that. Your essential oils do need to fit in your 1-quart carry-on baggie.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But they can go anywhere in your checked baggage. Is that correct?
Correct.
And this I have flown with before and I've never had any issues. So you
Right.
told me they never have issues with flying with oils.
Right.
Right?
Not that I've ever heard.
Right. So if you have them in a case, you shouldn't have any issues at all.
Right.
I have not at all.
If you do check your bag with oils in them, just make sure you do a little bit of tape over them because the pressurization in the plane can actually push the seal out and they can leak. And then now you have a very stinky bag or very aromatic bag. And now
That's
everybody
a good-
else's stuff is very aromatic as well.
That's a really good point. So even just closing it really tight might still pop that orifice?
Yes.
Oh, the pressure.
Yeah, there's lots of pressure up there.
Well, and just to let you know, we don't want to make this too long, but I also know that they've done studies and found that putting the essential oils through the x-ray machine does not change the chemistry. Because I think that was a really big concern. Have you read about that or heard about that?
I have not heard about that one.
Oh, well, that's a good one. I had heard about that maybe 4 years ago.
Oh, good. Okay.
So hopefully, I don't know if they've done studies before that, but you could certainly Google it, right?
Yeah.
Yes. So again, we're just so happy. I'm so glad that you came.
Thank you.
Because you just added a lot of value to people who summer's coming and you're going to be traveling. But the most important thing, Nicholas, is for them not to travel without essential oils.
Right.
There is not, in fact, a lot of my passion for essential oils has come because people are using essential oils in stressful situations. And although you're going on vacation to have a great time, it's still a stressful situation for the body.
Yes.
It really is, and essential oils are so great at supporting our human body in that state of stress. It has the ability to, through the limbic system, when you smell an essential oil, inhale it, it has the ability to just relax you and just make you feel like you can conquer anything and maybe stay up that extra hour on vacation, right?
Right.
Or get up the hour earlier, right?
That too.
Or cross time zones.
Oh, yeah. That
Yeah,
too.
you're doing that a lot. All right, well, is there anything else you'd like to add, Nicholas?
I think we covered just about all
We
of it.
covered everything. Well, I'm so glad that Nicholas came here today, and I just want to thank you so much. We appreciate you. And at Edding Essentials, we are so happy to be your community supporter in the use of aromatherapy with our USDA certified organic essential oils. It just really brings you peace of mind. And Nicholas, you have brought us peace of mind today with flying with essential oils. Thank you. And again, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me at askthearomatherapist@n8essentials.com. Thank you and have a great day. Say bye. You can tell he's an airline steward. Look at that smile. It just is pasted. Okay.